Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Cullen Owens. I am the CEO and co-founder of Brainpool. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. So my co-founder and I, Kai Vogus, we're both nerds and sports enthusiasts, and we're also rock climbers. We love rock climbing. And we bought our first drone with the idea of taking some action shots while we're climbing. But we went further than that. We used the drone technology to make 3D reconstructions of a 300-meter wall so that we could map out the route before we actually get on the rocks. And we did that in Thailand, and we thought, this is really useful. So we came back to Singapore, and we mapped a golf course, Sentosa Golf Club. And we started to ask people in the golfing industry if they could see any use cases. We showed them that they're photorealistic, that they're geolocated, and that they're very high precision. And we showed them just how high precision they are. You can even zoom in so far to see the golf carts on the golf course. And we ran into someone, Michael Kraus of Lagardère, which is a global sports and entertainment company, a media and entertainment company. And what he told us was that it's difficult to engage and understand the consumer behavior in large physical spaces, in large areas. And so we thought this was an interesting problem that we could solve. Multiple components you want to engage and understand in large spaces. So that's what we do. Brainpool, we turn large physical environments into digitally alive and interactive spaces. Well, how do we do it? First, we use our drone technology and other technology now for mapping. So all the mapping technology we can. And we want to assess the consumers, we want to assess what the clients want. So whether it's a 3D reconstruction or a 2D map or a contour map. So we do that assessment, and then we integrate the data that we've captured for the mapping onto a platform, whether it's a mobile platform or desktop. And then we distribute it to venues and events, specifically large venues and events. So that could be anything from a zoo to a theme park, to a car race, to a golf course, or a golf tournament. And the venues and events are different. So I'm happy to say that today, this weekend, we're putting out our first product. So this is actually our company launch, and we are providing the mobile application for Singapore Open 2019. It's happening right now, and I'd like to ask you to download the App Store and Google Play because it's our first product. We want to get as many reviews as possible. You can get it at Android or OS. And we're really excited about this. So it's live. There's geo-tracking on it. So if you've ever been lost in a large space and you want to find your way, this is going to be helpful. So for visitors and spectators, it's easier navigation. But it also helps our events and venues. They have often very difficult logistics that they have to solve. And so that's something that we help with. One of the things that we do is we allow the pro golfers who are at the tournament to actually be tracked. So if you're late to the golf tournament, say if you want to go this afternoon, you would just basically get on the course, download the app, and you'll know exactly where Sergio Garcia is. If you're familiar with golf, you know he's one of the best golfers in the world. But it's also important for sponsors and advertisers. And this is where we start to generate another parallel, another revenue stream. So golfing is very important for sponsors and advertisers. And Lagardère, the media organizer, has many of these. So the revenue streams would be mapping. First, we can collect revenue from the mapping. But we can also get revenue shares through the marketing from our platform that we offer. And the idea is that we get the data from the drones, put it onto a platform, then the users also give us new data. This data is user data, human data, that we can analyze, and that helps us to basically leverage for traction with advertisers and sponsors. So there's basically, we're looking at 3 different markets as we scale. So we want to start with mapping events and the mapping. then there's the marketing for sponsors. And Southeast Asia right now is the fastest growing market in sponsorships at 5.8% in the entire world. So we think that's really important here in Southeast Asia. And then the idea is to create this data as we grow as a business. We'll have both the marketing data and the mapping data, and we start to create a software as a service platform. So there are companies in competition. You have drone companies, and they're really good at building high precision maps, but they're not so much at event tracking, brand marketing, and so on and so forth. And then you have your marketing, so that's like Terra Imaging, Garuda Robotics. You've probably seen these companies before. They're part of the growing drone business. But we're taking another spin on this, and we're combining both the drone aspect and the high precision mapping with marketing and branding. So this is our team. Kai Bogus, he's a PhD in neuroscience, as well as myself and Shashwat Garg. And we're working really hard to try to continue to build this company. And they're out actually in the field right now on the golf course, making sure that quality control of our geo-tracking as we speak. So I wish they were here, but they're not. We basically have three things: customers, assets, and development. And we're building on our first product. We're building on each one of these segments. Customers, we have already 2 customers now. We're building assets, and we're hoping to continue with our development. We already have a lot of development going, but when we get the user data, we'll continue with that. So from an investor standpoint, we're seeking $300,000 to basically continue with our traction. And we are also looking for new venues, new events, and new clients. And we want to build organically as a company. So we start with venues and events and continue our way through. So thanks for your attention. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Thank you, Colin. So I'm not sure if you understand, but I don't think he slept this week at all, because he have both events coming together. But it means he can also show you in the demo at the booth how it works in real time. You can see it live there. Any questions from the crowd? Yeah, please don't be shy. Yeah.
I tried to download on Google, couldn't find it. What's the name of the app again?
Thank you. So the name of the app is SMBC Singapore Open, and yeah, you should search it and you should be able to find it.
Thank you.
It's also free.
So the app is the app of the event, right? And they're the digital partner. Any more questions? Maybe I have one for you, Colin. So it seems like you're focusing a lot on golf. Is that the end game for you, or are you looking at other industries or applications?
So golf is a good client base for us because we have many moving parts. So, for example, the golf groups move across this whole space. But there are many venues and events where that happens. F1 race is a really good example where you're tracking many things in a large environment. And theme parks has a lot of value as well. So we're looking on branching out to as many venues and events that are large as possible.
I see. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, I think you need to wake up a bit. Yeah, please.
Kenneth from SUTD. Just wanted to know, so you have drones flying around the events, mapping real time, or how does that work? Because I got quite lost there.
Okay, yeah, sure. So no, we don't have drones flying over the events at the time. So what we do is we build the map first. We build a high precision map, and because that data is geolocated, then when the users download the application, there's very high precision geolocation of the users while they're at the venue.
So how does that? So if I want to know where Sergio Garcia is at the moment of time,
yeah.
So how does that work between your map and?
Well, we just tag them with the geo tracker.
Wait, oh, on the
Yeah.
golf. Okay, that's. Okay, sure. Well, thanks.
Sure. And you'll see it if you do download it or come to the booth and I'll show you. You'll see the groups moving around the course, and Sergio is one of the people playing. So.
All right, maybe time for one last question.
Sure.
You start with basically a project, right? You have your first customer. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Moving forward, you look at yourself more of doing more projects or moving into a service or platform company.
Yes. So we are starting with projects, and we want to continue to gain these projects, such as venues and events, to gain traction and to gain data. But the scaling part of the company will be for software as a service. So that is the end game, and that's basically from a venues and event managing standpoint.
I see. All right. Thanks, Colin. Nice round of applause for him.
Thanks.
And if you want to download the app or see the booth is near the door there at the lobby, and you can see a live demo. That's quite fun. All right, thanks.